5 Best Celebrity Guest Appearances on New Girl. Number 5. Jessica Beale. The housemates' relentless pursuit of love and sex is one of the central themes of New Girl, and in The Last Wedding, all 5 of them set out to get lucky at a wedding they're attending. But it's Jess, who hasn't dated anyone since her breakup with Nick, who needs it the most. As Schmidt declares, it's their last chance to take advantage of the sexual opportunities that a wedding provides, and while she's hesitant at first, Jess eventually becomes the most enthusiastic for the sex fist, which is her metaphor, not ours, by the end of the night. As Jess narrows her search to the best option for the party, Ted, she faces competition from guest star Jessica Beale as Kat, a savvy and beautiful wedding guest who is equally, if not more determined than she is. What begins as friendly sparring quickly escalates into a near literal fight as the two women's attempts to impress Ted reach hysterical proportions. In the end, Ted isn't quite the catch they thought he was, but the episode's bright spot is Beale, whose unexpected comedic chops make her one of the show's top guest stars. Number 4. Dermot Mulroney. Dermot Mulroney played Russell Schiller, the wealthy father of Jess's student, in 8 episodes over the course of the series. Russell begins as an adversary for Jess, but sparks fly between the two despite their age and wealth disparities. Mulroney is perfectly cast as the suave and charismatic older man who seduces Jessica Day with sincerity rather than deception. Russell transforms from a smug, classist jerk to a kind-hearted match for Jess thanks to the actor's performance. They have such a solid relationship that even Nick, who is jaded and cynical, adores him. Their romance would end when Jess became resentful of Russell and his ex-wife's passion and fire. While he values stability in a relationship, she is still looking for that excitement. Dermot Mulroney would appear a few more times, and while Russell and Jess would not last, his feelings for her would. He even confesses his love for her on her wedding day in his final appearance during the show's final season. Number 3. Linda Cardellini. Sisters, a 3-part episode from season 3 of New Girl, introduces us to Jess's troubled, wayward older sister Abby, played by Linda Cardellini. When Abby is released from jail, Jess is tasked with picking her up and transporting her to her mother's house. But Nick is excited to meet his girlfriend's older sister, not realizing that Abby is the family wreck and that Jess is embarrassed by her. In a classic sitcom gaffe, Nick misrepresents Jess's attempts to keep them apart for her embarrassment of him. Abby's wild and over-the-top antics add to the confusion. Her out-of-control behavior irritates her sister as she attempts to sleep with Coach immediately after her arrival and puts the moves on Schmidt before she leaves. Abby is more adorable than obnoxious, thanks to Cardellini's endearing charm. The actress plays the role of Abby Day with a reckless abandon that can't help but make you smile. The only regret about her appearance is that we never saw her again, with Abby's appearance in the 3-parter being her only appearance. Even in those 3 episodes, Cardellini establishes herself as one of the show's best guest stars. Number 2. Adam Brody. Housemates Jess and Nick are finally in a relationship in season 3 of New Girl. Jess encourages Nick to keep in touch with his ex-girlfriend Caroline, but Nick flatly refuses, claiming that keeping in touch with exes is impossible. Jess claims to still be friends with an ex-boyfriend named Berkeley, who is played by guest star Adam Brody and is a stay-at-home dad whose entire life revolves around his family. Nick responds by claiming that the prospect of sex is the only reason people keep in touch with their ex-partners. Jess sets out to prove Nick wrong, inviting Berkeley to spend time with her and Nick to demonstrate how 2 ex-partners can remain platonic after a breakup. Naturally, things do not go as planned. Berkeley confesses his love for Jess and tells her he's ready to leave his family so they can get back together after an evening of fun banter. Despite the predictable outcome, the comedy stems from Nick's reaction and Jess's ignorance, as well as Brody's sincere portrayal of the wistful ex-lover. The former OC star plays the love-torn Berkeley with a freshness and sincerity that is both charming and obnoxious, making him one of New Girl's best guest stars. Number 1. Prince. When it comes to guest stars on New Girl, no one is as famous or as charming as Prince. He was not the type of star who would appear on any old sitcom. Even at the peak of his career, he rarely appeared on television and gave few interviews. However, it was revealed on Conan by star Zooey Deschanel that Prince was such a huge fan of New Girl that he asked to appear on the show, and the producers were more than happy to comply with his request. As a result, a lot of people think the episode from season 3 called Prince is the best one from the whole series. The episode of New Girl that featured the superstar did not waste him by giving him merely a cameo role. Rather, the entire plot of the episode revolved around him as the gang attended a private party that he hosted at his residence. He doesn't just pop up for a musical number either. Prince has a larger role to play in the story. At one point, he finds himself alone with Jess, and he offers her some crucial guidance that aids in the development of her relationship with Nick.